only thing I'm sure we'll talk about Aaron Donald for a second here, but the only thing is really, we had the 2 kinda moves that were I'm not gonna call them under the radar, like, I don't know what to say about bringing Scott Daly back. I can't do anything on that, but
What's it? Oh, the kick. Oh, the long snapper.
yeah, we bring back Scott Daly, and then we have McQuaid, I guess, who stepped in halfway through we're not halfway through the season, but at one point during the season. Other than that, I don't know. I'm not gonna really speak on that one, but we had to do it. We had to get a long snapper. The other one was Khalil
Yes.
Dorsey. So if you saw that one, I'm assuming you saw that one. Khalil Dorsey being brought back. That one, I don't know. We talk about this corner position kind of back corner just being like they're moving on from everybody. And I
Yeah.
heard they had interest in Chase Lucas, which to me, like, I don't know why you would let him become a free agent if you had interest.
Yeah.
Only thing I could think
because not like he was on like a.
Go
Because
ahead.
did he make the initial roster his rookie year, or did he get cut? No, he made the initial roster.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's still not his rookie. Well, exactly, still a free agent.
Well, he was an exclusive rights guy this year, so it's like you could just
oh yeah,
tender
because they
that.
cut him.
Yeah, so it was like let's just
Yeah.
do that if you want him back, and then for whatever reason they now I hear there's interest, and I'm like that doesn't make any sense. Only thing I could think is that they were doing right by him and just saying that they know there's other teams that are interested, and that if you come back, if we bring you back here, you're probably not going to play. Like you might make the practice squad, you might have like a little role if everything went completely wrong, you might get snaps, but other than that, you're not going to play. So we'll let you go see what else is out there, even though we're interested in the guy, because I've heard there's other teams interested. That's kind of my only prediction on that.
Yeah, I guess he's highly coveted on special teams, from what I hear.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Well, speaking of special teams, there you go. I was gonna put a little graphic together for this guy. I kind of did it. I could throw it up on the screen, but Khalil Dorsey's back. So yeah, it's not good. Hey, it's not good. I was like, I'm about to put a fire graphic, and then I was like, I don't really know what to put on here, to be honest. So yeah, it's just kind of a green page. Yeah, I probably should have did something. I probably should have did something to this because I got notes here, but I don't know what these notes are from. Like there's like little things that I put here that I don't. I'm just gonna take that off. I'm sure that's from like a year ago. So I'm just gonna put this on a screen, just a quick little background. But I was like, let me rewatch some Khalil Dorsey a little bit just to like kind of catch up on like what my takes were from last year, because I know that he stepped in. Here, I'm gonna throw it up right here. So I know that he stepped in against Denver, and that was the first time we saw him, and that was that was the whole mess at cornerback that we had. Yeah, just a green screen. It'd look cool if I had like a green screen effect on here.
Be cool. Lines were green. I mean, would it be cool? But I'm saying like the graphic would be cool if the lines were green.
That's true. No, that's true. I mean, I could change it to blue. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, now it's just kind of like we're just dealing with it. The green's good because I think about it if it's a field.
There you go.
Anyway, so he steps in against Denver, and it was like a time where our cornerback position opposite of Sutton was just a mess. We were trying to figure it out. I was personally really happy when he got the shot. I remember I wasn't home to watch it. I wasn't home, so we were watching that one from Indy. And when I saw him out there, I'm like, oh my goodness, they're giving Dorsey a go. And I was fired up to see that. And I feel like he got a really short leash with the Lions. Like he essentially played that game and rotated with Vilder. Then he goes to Minnesota, plays like half the snaps. And then after that, we just don't see him anymore on defense. They're like, okay, now it's going to be Vilder's shot. So they started with the rotation, and then it was like they immediately went to Vilder. It almost felt like there was never really a long-term plan. Like, hey, Dorsey, you're going to be the corner opposite of Sutton. Once they brought in Vilder, it was like, we're going to make this transition. We'll give you snaps, but it's not going to actually happen. And that's not to say he played perfect, right? The numbers are on the screen right there at the top. But he didn't play bad. Like he never played poorly. I thought he did a lot of things similarly to what he did in the preseason. Some of the limitations were still there. But you speak about special teams, that's why I bring it up. 245 snaps on special teams this past season, 5 total tackles. Only thing he didn't do on special teams was field goal block, which makes sense. Or not field goal block, excuse me. Yeah. The field goal unit. It's the only thing that he didn't do. So it makes sense to that they would bring it back just for special teams alone. But do you have any thoughts on bringing back Dorsey?
It kind of mixes in with like, because I saw they're checking out some other kid from the Texans today. Another cornerback, and he actually got like I think he started one game. Let me see, I had his PFF up on.
Okay.
Tavir Thomas, he's actually from Detroit.
Oh,
5'10".
Wait, they're actually looking at him?
Yeah. Why would you? Are you been talking about him?
Yeah, Chad, we've been talking about it the last couple of days. So
yeah, he's visiting Detroit this week.
That's sick.
Maybe even today. Yeah,
dude, that's sweet. Yeah, he was a slot corner last year for them. but he balled out this last season for the
Yeah.
Texans. He looks like a linebacker playing slot. That's what I always like kind of comp him to. He's a big dude playing slot corner. He's a great tackler. Did a lot of zone for him last season. So yeah. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just pretty excited. That's the name that you threw at me. I guess I was like, we've been talking about him.
I do. Yeah, no, yeah. I just discovered him today, and I saw his hometown kid. I thought it was pretty cool, and his numbers are actually like nice. I mean,
oh yeah,
well, good last year. Yeah. Actually, no, yeah, they are. Because yeah, you tell me about them. You know more than me.
Well, I mean, hey, you got the stats.
I do.
All right, let the people know.
So this one's not the greatest, but again, he's a special teams guy too. From what I saw, I know he had a blocked kick or something like that, but he's allowing 82% on the 82% anytime he's targeted, which he was targeted 39 times, allowed 32 receptions. It's not the greatest, but again, it's probably more so a depth piece. Only one touchdown. It looks like he started like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games for them last year, and that was pretty good. I mean, it's a solid defense. It wasn't like crazy or anything. The defensive line probably obviously what you'd point to, but I mean, obviously they're a playoff team. They won a playoff game, so yeah, he's not like an absolute scrub, and he's a hometown kid.
There you go. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean that for whatever reason, having D'Amico Ryans there, everybody got good on that defense. Like didn't matter where you were from, everybody's just really good now. So they all had great seasons. But yeah, I mean, from what I had seen of him, he was just playing primarily in the slot, like you touched on, and I would make sense that I didn't know he was a big special teams piece, but it would make a ton of sense, like you said, because he's a depth piece. But then also to that, like his strengths really tie into what you're looking for special teamers, right? You're talking about, guys that tackle really well, which he is. He's a thumper as a tackler as well. So it makes sense that he would fit there. I didn't really see a world where he could play outside cornerback, because that's why I initially looked at him, because I was doing that cornerback video. I was like, maybe he could play on the outside. It's like, nah, this guy ain't playing no outside cornerback. But yeah, as a slot cornerback, I was like, this.
Oh, you muted.
Now we both muted. All right, here we go. Am I here? Hello. Yeah. Okay. I mean, look, I thought like as a player that you could put behind Brian Branch, it would make a ton of sense. Now we did add Meek Robertson, so I guess you could seem like maybe we don't need that as much, but we still do need cornerback. Dorsey to me doesn't. He gives you a little bit of slot background. I think he has experience doing it, but it's not really his thing. So that'd be a great fit to get behind it. And then they always invest in their special teams. You could argue the whole Khalil Dorsey deal was because of that. Plus, on top of that, Khalil Dorsey at times did return kicks for us last season. Did you say Thomas did as well?
What was that?
Did you say Thomas was a kick returner too? Because I didn't know.
Oh, not a kick returner. He was just like on. I was watching him on field goal team, blocking some kicks. Oh, that's why I said he blocked the kick.
That's right. I think I was reading stuff from the chat. I'm confused together. Okay, yeah, I like that. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. No, I'm glad you brought that up. No, you're good. You're good. The dog's over here sleeping right now, so she's usually barking. Bro, we were doing a stream. She was eating something, bro, and I tried to grab it. I thought she was about to bite me while we were doing the show. Everybody heard the dog like squeal in the background. Like, bro, I'm about like beating my dog or something. Like, she's fine.
It's not what you think.
Yeah, right. I was like, dang, I should.
That part of my pass is done.
No, okay. So great way to start the show, by the way. I had no idea about that. Okay, is there so we bring back Khalil Dorsey, and I'll say this. Yes. The last thing I'll say to that is having him back. I know I've said this a few times, so you probably tired of hearing me saying, but I do think that I thought that he was the standout corner in preseason for us. And so when he got the opportunity, I thought it was well deserved. And like I said, he just didn't get much of an opportunity to do it. I think there's real limitations. I don't know like if there's a future starting role for him specifically, but could he step in against certain matchups and be more reliable than others? I think yes, because he seems pretty sound in what he does defensively. He's just not a big matchup piece. But outside of that, free agency is rolling on. Any news that has stood out to you over like the last day? Because yesterday, I mean, Keenan Allen went to Chicago. I thought that was the best move they made so far. I haven't really cared for Chicago's moves, but I thought that was the best one.
No, so I don't know if you saw this or not, but the Detroit Lions, and I don't know how the whole situation goes down, but they put in a request for like a change of rules where you could like, I think it's like unlimited practice squad elevations or something like that, or maybe it's IR elevations. But maybe that ties into this signing because like we got a bunch of corners at this point if we sign this kid. Yeah, and we just brought back Khalil Dorsey because Khalil Dorsey is more than likely probably going to make the team, or he would make it over this kid, which whatever. I saw that, and then then I went and I went back today and I just looked up because I know that Carlton Davis, when he matches up with bigger receivers. That's like his job, and number one
Yeah.
receivers too at times. And I
Yeah.
looked back at his matchup against Keenan Allen back in like 2020, his Chargers and Bucks. And he actually did fairly well. I think there were 2 targets, only 1 catch. There was another one, but got called back with a chop block, and he had an interception too. So like, I know they got Keenan Allen, and that could be scary for some Lions fans. But then like Carlton Davis played against him like really well when they did face him.
Okay. Hey, that's good to
So
know.
that-
See, that's good to know. Okay,
Yeah.
see, I haven't seen him play in that game specifically, or see him match up against Keenan Allen, or that just that team in general yet. So I like that. Hey,
Yeah.
shout out to my man KB Alto real quick. I don't know what that
Shout
is.
out.
One leaf. All right. Hey, I appreciate you, man.
That's awesome. I don't know what that means either. But
Man, he's I ain't never got a super chat like that, bro. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for stopping in. Can we get some birthday cakes also in the chat, man? Let's get it spamming up. We haven't done that in a minute. It looked like you had something more to add, man. So go ahead.
no, I would just say he did a really good job against
Keenan.
Keenan Allen. But actually, did you see that the Vikings acquired the Texans pick at 23?
I did, yeah. They're getting a quarterback.
Oh, for sure. But
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, because there's 2 ways you look at it, right? Like, obviously, or 3 really. They could grab the one at 11, or they grab maybe like Penix or something, or at like 27 or
Right.
23 it is now.
23, yeah.
Or they could sacrifice both those, move up, and get like JJ. Is that what were you thinking?
That's what I thought. I thought they were gonna put them together and try to move up. Yeah, that was well, he had one
Yeah.
leaf, and I was thinking like what no, like bro, that's what I was
What if that
thinking.
guy just
I
actually
thought-
pocket dialed you a super chat? He didn't even mean to do it. That's why it's like one leaf.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know.
That'd be crazy. I mean, I don't know how that works, but
That would be wild. Pocket down the hey, first off, I've never seen this before. Gifted 5 Dose Beyond 2.0 memberships.
shout out.
I've heard of that. I've never seen it done before. So KB Alto, you just said something new, man. Appreciate it. We got some birthday cakes in the chat. If you know that you got gifted a member, like that means you're probably in the chat. You know how that works?
Yeah. So like the people in the chat, they get a gift member, and then now they can use whatever special emojis you have. Do you have special emojis?
I do.
Emojis?
I do, yes. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So do the 5 know it though, or are they just like gonna figure it out one day?
It depends if they're paying attention. Yeah. What up,
Hey,
Red?
that's fire, bro. Hey, that's fire. KB Alto, I appreciate you, man. Spreading the love like that. If anybody knows that you're a member, man, spam it up in the chat. That's pretty sick, dude. What's up, Brad? How you doing, man?
Yeah, let me check
okay.
mine. Maybe I got one.
Oh, you might have. There you go.
Let's see.
Hey, they want Drake May. Whew, boy,
Ooh.
I mean, it would.
They'll probably have to move up.
I
for
don't
that,
know.
then.
Yeah, they would
They
definitely
will
have to
move
move up for that. But would 23 and 11 even do it? I mean, that'd be my question. I would think so, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You're getting
yeah,
in the top
if you're
5.
I mean, because like, so I have a question. Have you done homework on the quarterbacks at all, or just like the people like?
No,
Lions
not
probably
really, to be
drafted?
honest. Yeah, not
Me
really.
either. That's why it sucks because like I don't know because I've seen Jaden Daniels going at 2, where it used to be like Drake May as an automatic. So it's like okay,
Yeah.
if they're trying to get Drake May, are they trying to get to 2 with those picks, or are they trying to get to 5? I'm saying like where are they trying to go?
Right.
Who do they?
Yeah,
want?
because well, New England doesn't have a quarterback. I think they signed someone in free agency, but they don't really have a guy either. So
yeah,
it seems like they're
signed
gonna have
Jacoby
to take
Brissett.
someone too. Yeah, that's right. So they're probably gonna have to take somebody too. Because I know there was like maybe they're gonna go get Baker and stuff, but I don't think that's gonna that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Is there so that move happened, Keenan Allen? You kind of touched on how you're comfortable with that. I thought it was a good move, but at the same time it's interesting because I don't know what their draft pick looks like, but I believe that before that trade happened, the Bears guy said, check it for my membership. The Bears guy said they only had 5 draft picks. So that means, I mean, I guess they have 4 draft picks now. I mean, if they trade back, they're going to get some of that back naturally. But if they take Caleb at 1, they're probably moving back, I would think, from that second pick. They don't want 3 draft picks. But it's also, to me, like makes it almost seem like maybe they definitely are not going to try to go get the receiver out of Ohio State. Like they're definitely going to just take their quarterback because if it doesn't feel necessary now to take the receiver. It's like, let's start winning now. But if we're going to do that with a rookie, we better go get some proven receivers.
Yeah, man, that's the part that got me a little nervous. They're the ones that scare me the most in the division right now, honestly. Like I know we had that game against the Packers last year, but I feel like part of it was because like we missed some of our interior offensive line, And then the other part, it was just honestly brilliant coaching by freaking LaFleur. Like they just did like those like 3-step dropbacks and just getting rid of the ball quick. Because last time in Lambeau, we sacked him like 5 times. It was like a brilliant game plan for him going in that one. I think we can overcome that. Actually, I don't know. Jordan Love actually looked really, really good towards the end of the year. But where Chicago's in a position now, like you said, like they don't have to take a receiver at number 9 now. They can essentially like trade back and like continue to like fill out that team on top of having as much cash. I think they could just continue this thing on and forever and forever. If like one of those extra first round picks just happen to fall back into the top 10, they just, you know what I'm saying? They just keep replenishing that over and over again. It's kind of, if Ryan, and I don't know, how do you feel about him as a drafter so far? I'm not necessarily impressed by it. I can't say like he's done bad either. He hasn't really blown me away with anyone.
Yeah, I think the worst drafter has been, I think the Vikings have been the worst at drafting, but he's had such a small sample size, it's kind of hard. I thought the Bears have done actually pretty well. Like, but I think they've done actually really, really darn well. They just had the best to work with, it feels like, outside of maybe us. You know, but they've done well on the defensive side, that's for sure. Like, cornerback even kind of came around for him this last season. I remember looking at this more. I don't remember all their draft picks, but I think they draft pretty well. I mean, they missed on Bayless Jones. I remember that one. They took their receiver. That didn't hit. But they've been pretty good on defense.
Javon Dexter.
Yeah.
Did he end up being good?
I don't think so. I think both of their defensive tackles are kind of like, we're trying to figure that out still. Only thing though to that is like to your point. So if you're thinking if they take the quarterback at 1 and then at 9 they moved back, they would get a future first for that. Like if they went far enough.
Just trying to move up, you know, like
because if they went like to 15, I don't think they get a future first. But you're saying if they went far enough, I could see what you're saying. Like if you went into the 20s, you might get a future first if it's a really good team that's really trying to move up. Maybe you could grab that.
It depends who falls there too, right? Because like if these teams are moving up like before them, like the Vikings, if they're one leaf in it and getting their quarterback, like that, like some of those like stud receivers are falling further down too, like Roma Dunze. You know, if he's there at 9, that's a guy I could feel like somebody can get competitive for to move up for. It really just depends who's there, but that's a good point. Probably won't be as many firsts as I thought it would be initially.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pull you back a little bit because you're making it sound like the Bears are about to be unstoppable, and I don't want to believe that. So we're gonna.
Hey, no, but you're right though. You're right. I'm with you. Fuck F the Bears.
But also, top of it, bro. I am not like and this is like no hate towards Swift or nothing, but like Swift was one of their big moves. I didn't like many of the moves that they were making at all. Like I thought they were making a lot of moves, but nothing felt like significant. And then they did Keenan Allen. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I rock with that. That was smart. That's gonna help you next season. I don't know. I'm still not sure on that team, but their defense is, their defense got so good last season that it's like it doesn't feel like they're that far away. That's the flip side. It's like they got that side of the ball seemingly right with their head coaches, but the offense is the biggest question, and their head coach isn't that.
I was just thinking if they did stay at 9, they could probably get. Dude, I don't even want to think about that stuff. I like Jared Verse. I like that. Though Dallas Turner probably goes before them, but like those guys are probably be right around there. Byron Murphy to put inside of like Sweat. They could do some scary things, but you're right. Yeah. Number 9 is probably not as valuable as I was making it out to be.
No, that would make sense though. They're going pass rusher. It seems like they want another one to put with Sweat. So yeah. I mean, interesting. Go ahead.
Who has you most nervous in the NFC North out of the other 3 teams?
It definitely is not the Vikings anymore.
I honestly never was for me, by the way, too. I hated that. Like,
no.
When they won all those games 2 years ago, there was
everybody knew they were losing in the playoffs.
Yeah, dude. And then Daniel Jones ended up being the one to whoop their ass.
Yeah, everybody knew they were about to lose.
Justice, dude. That was awesome.
I'm trying to think, man. I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I think that, definitely the Packers feel like they're the closest, you know what I mean? But at the same time, to what you said, I thought even the second time we played Green Bay, if we would have just had better cornerback play, the game wouldn't have looked like that. And number 2, here'd be a reason for concern. Both of our guards were awful in that game, which was like, to me, the biggest impact offensively. Graham had his worst game of the season. K.O. was really bad at guard in that game. So, I think we'll address that. Graham will probably start again. He just needs to have a better game than the second time around. But then also, it was like on the defensive side, we were sent to, you said they came out, he was like 100. I think he was 14 of 15 in the first half of that game. Everything was a completion for Love. Then in the second half, we started to kind of pull it back a little bit. I thought we just shifted and said, let's just play more man. But it ultimately still came back and got us because we couldn't live in man coverage with what we had. It was like we still can't match up with Reed and all these guys. So I just feel like with better cornerback play, a lot of that's going to kind of shake out. And the first time we played Green Bay, their timing was off, dude. Their timing was so off in that offense where it was like you were able to get home. Second time around, yeah, we couldn't get to him. You like you said, he had a great game plan because the ball was out immediately when they played us the second time.
They just like limited him, like, well, I guess, yeah, you're right, timing too. But I just felt like he just had those like those 2-step dropbacks or 3 or whatever. I don't know how many. I just knew there's like, it's quick. You know what I'm saying? It's like one read, get the ball off, like gone. And
absolutely
it was killing us. But it was still a 1-score game. Like we were still only down 7, like the final score. And I remember specifically we went for it on like a final fourth and like didn't get it. It's not like the first half they whooped the shit out of us. I will not deny that.
Yeah.
But the second half, like it could have been a game. We just missed the opportunities. And we were again because we were clawing our way back. We went for it on 4th down so many times and it didn't really work on our favor.
Yeah. Bro, we tried that fake punt on our side, did not work. That game unraveled so darn quick. I mean, remember the first play of the game was like the shot that they hit. They did a little double move on the first play on Sutton. It was like 60 yards on first down. Things started off so bad. Yeah, then offensively was a mess. Goff fumbled in that game. We fumbled trying to run for a first. When the mocks coming, mocks are soon. Mocks starting next week. You'll start getting mock drafts. I'm kind of like letting the free agency die down, and then we're gonna pick that up. We're gonna do them with easy too, so stay tuned for that. Is there anybody right now? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna ask, did Graham start at center for any of those division games?
For any of the division games? No, I don't think it was a division game. He started. I think he started at center. No, wait, time out. He played center 3 games. I think Chicago. I think he did against Chicago one time.
You get at home, right? Or I could be wrong.
I don't. Well, second half of the season would have been at home. Oh no, it actually would have been.
I don't know where to. I don't even know where to see that at.
Graham playing at center.
Like no, like what website would show me what position he started at? It just says like game started. It doesn't say like.
No, I can pull it up here. You want to know when he played center?
Yeah, I'm curious if he's center for those games or any of those games, just because I'd like to believe we're better than our division opponents. I just want some verification of it because those guys, they got respectful last year.
So at Chicago he played center, at New Orleans he played center, and then Vegas at home he played center.
Shout to Dr. D and shout to Mikey Whitten. I'll see you guys in the Uber Sports chat.
There you go.
Oh, we're live on Twitter right now?
Yeah. I've been just throwing it on Twitter too.
Oh, I did not know that. I retweeted the YouTube link.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I don't know how it works, to be honest. I just do it because it pops up. So the other ones don't work, man. I put the other ones on and then for some reason one will stop. Twitter's nice though. Twitter just stays on and works. Is there anybody else? Because like
right here for me too. What?
Oh, yeah. No, Yo, we still need edge help. Not so Davenport. He's always hurt. So, is there anybody else out there? Like, do you have any names that you're keeping an eye on for the rest of free agency?
I had a list here on my computer, and then I somehow, I don't know if it was me or my son, it's gone. So you want me to like talk a little bit and then try to find it, or do you want to just like move on from that? Yeah, you know what? Go ahead and do that. I mean, actually, I want to ask you this.
Okay.
I don't think it'd be a thing anymore, but Calais Campbell, we're done with that now since we got DJ Reader, or is that we're probably done with that actually?
Oh, well, I don't know. That's a good question. Are you saying DJ Reader because of the price point? Like, because how much?
No, not even just the price, but like Calais Campbell. I'm sorry, Calais Campbell. Yeah. Like it's just not like a need anymore because now we have we can rotate Reader and Broderick. I view Calais Campbell, what would make him not a need is because I think he's going to play the same role Kaminsky and Pascal does. Yeah, I don't think So I think the Davenport one could shake that up because if they think Davenport's going to play some of that, then it's like, okay, we don't need that many players there. Yeah. That's why I thought like maybe one of the ideas would be cut Kaminsky, sign Campbell, and then you're just kind of flipping the two. But now that Kaminsky's staying, it feels a little bit less likely. But I don't know. Like they always, the one thing I'll say about the Lions, and we see it like with even Amik Robertson signing him to a 2-year deal, like he could start. We could see that. But you're signing him with the vision of he's a backup, and you gave him a 2-year deal. They really do invest in those guys. And they do it early too. They'll invest in guys that are backups. So I wouldn't count it out. I mean, if they had to make John Kaminsky their backup, and if worst case they had to just get off the guy because they had too many players, I think they'd be willing to do that for Calais Campbell. So I wouldn't count it out. I'm counting it out. You're 100% right because I'm thinking Pascal kind of does a little bit of that same stuff too. There's like 3 of the same guys, and they all deserve like playing time too. Yeah. No, I do think we need another edge rusher though. Like a 1,000,000%, we need another edge rusher. Just because as much as Davenport has a little bit of high side, he also has a lot of injuries.
A lot of
And
injuries.
so if you one of them's gonna keep his body fresh, I just kind of want to like, and that sounds crazy because these are human beings, but like he's had 5 surgeries in 2022 alone. So it's like
Boy.
I want to either rotate him with someone or just at least have somebody as reserve. Has Yannick Ngakwe signed anywhere yet?
No, I believe he's still free agent.
How do you feel about that?
No.
No?
Well, I'm pretty sure he was terrible for the Bears when he went there last year. So that's like
Okay.
but he did pop at one point. He was with our old defensive line coach, right? Todd Watt. He was good with the Jaguars. Maybe it was just
Yeah.
a Bears thing. Like he got there and I'm pretty sure it was horrible, but I could see what the vision is there. You know, kind of a veteran, plug him in there, maybe like kind of know what you're gonna get.
I know it's probably boring for like fans because we like new stuff, right? But like Romeo, I would be open
Yeah.
to him coming back.
Charles Harris still out there too.
Okay, all right.
What? Why you feeling that way? You like Romeo more than
No.
Charles?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I mean, look,
Uh,
man, I don't hate that. I hear what you're saying. He'd be cheap. So
Are you out on Romeo? You sound like you don't want none of Romeo.
no,
Dude.
no, I don't have an issue with Romeo. I just personally don't think that we're going to like Kai, like I touched on. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna put I think I'm gonna be wrong on this. I don't think we're gonna put like another real investment at the edge position in free agency.
No, that's fair. That's totally fair.
But
Guard is probably where we should be looking.
I think
And
yeah.
or
I
receiver.
mean, if they can find somebody, receiver, yeah, receiver and safety to me are the two that I'm keeping the eye on. I don't know from
Yeah.
what I've seen so far. Yeah, Mike Dana's still out there. He's the most productive edge rusher. So if you wanted like the most productive one, I think he had 40 pressures last season. So he'd be the most productive one you
Man.
can bring in from Kansas. He's not bad. And then I think Derek Barnett could be interesting. He was with Houston. I mean, he got moved to Houston last season, but Philly, former first round pick. He was another guy that's kind of interesting. I didn't love watching him, but it's like, all right, he's not bad here, and he's got flexibility, plays the run a little bit. He's a big defensive end, right? So he's like he fits into the mold a little bit more of kind of like the big ends that we get that can like kind of collapse the pocket rather than winning with like agility. But he's got a nice little spin move to him. So I don't know, like he would be probably top of my list in terms of just players that are available because it is kind of light right there right now. I'm with you. Last night I was like, is there somebody that I'm missing? And I'm rolling through names and it's super light. Edge rusher super light.
Yeah, it really is. And to be honest with you, like you said, like probably draft because you could still get a solid edge rusher in the draft. And again, we're not looking for like I mean, obviously it would be nice to get a star, right? But like you're probably just looking for more of a rotational piece at the very least.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, because I think Pascal will probably start. Like if we're talking about majority of snaps, I think Pascal will get those. Then again, they have the Kaminsky rotation, and then you throw Davenport into that mix too. So I think they're in a solid spot with that, and I think they'll draft someone for that spot too.
I like Mike Dana though, if they pull that one off.
Yeah, I mean that would, like I said, that'd be like if you want to make sure you're getting production, that would be the way to go. I think that would make sense, and he's not that old either. Like Barnett last season had 3 sacks on 18 pressures. But it mainly came with the Houston Texans.
Oh wow, Dan had 8 sacks.
Yeah, he's solid. He was a solid player. He just played a lot more than most of the edge rushers out there.
Yeah, and it helps too that he had freaking Chris Jones and
Carl
Loftus. I mean, that's going to open things up for you. But that's what we're expecting, right? With Reader.
Yeah. Well, hey, there you go.
I do have that question for you. What are the expectations of him like coming back and like when? Devondre Campbell to the 49ers, by the way. Just got that.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought.
I'm sorry.
Oh, someone there was an update I think that was posted today on it. Did you see it? Like the injury update, or was that something that he said in his presser?
I know he said like it didn't concern him because like the first time he tore his other one, they came back and they went to Super Bowl, had his best year. So he's saying like it ain't gonna affect him type of thing. But no one's really confirmed like when he's gonna play though. That's the other part. That's just the one thing.
Yeah, I mean, so going off the torn quad, it's like 4 to 6 months is what Google will tell you. I'm assuming he'll push faster than that because it's an NFL player. So,
oh, you're muted. God damn it, Bobby.
Hello. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a chance to miss a couple weeks, but I would think he's ready for the season. And I would think where we at? We're in March, June, July, August. I mean, that's
How
6
many months
months.
is that?
Like at worst, that's 6 months, right? So at worst, and he's been,
Oh,
but this isn't like it just happened, right? It's March. This happened towards the end of the season, so this was like
week
3, 4
15.
weeks left in a year. Yeah. So like to me, I would think he'd be ready by week 1 as long as everything went fine, everything went smooth.
Yeah.
I would think. I don't know. I haven't really got a good update on that. I don't know if we will, but I'll say this: the fact that the Lions signed him, to me, that's why they brought him in for the visit. I would think.
Yeah.
Let's just see where that looks, what that's looking like.
Yeah. I guess the one other position or two other positions we kind of touched on that guard and receiver. The more fun one to talk about, obviously, is receiver because I already saw the name out there in chat, Mike Williams. Mike Will made it. Obviously, I don't know if you saw like the draft visits or the combine visits. They're all ex receivers, 6 foot and above. All three of them ran 4.3s. Is that a fit or a guy you're looking at? Or maybe we reunite one leaf it with DJ Chark.
Bro, so like we were doing a show 2 days ago, and I had a dream the night before that we signed DJ Chark for some reason. So I was like, I don't know, maybe this is gonna happen. I remember waking up and signed DJ Chark.
Is that a good dream? Is that a nightmare? A dream?
I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be. I'd be cool if DJ Chark resigned. I don't think I'd be going crazy, but I'd be cool with it. It's like, all right, he's probably gonna play about 11, 12 games. He'll be pretty good in those 12 games. So I was like, all right, I wouldn't be mad at that. I like Mike Williams. I don't like him more than Josh Reynolds necessarily, but I do like him. I think he's different though. I think he's a little bit different. Like he's listed at 6'4", 218. He's been awesome every time he's been on the field. He's just coming off of basically missing the entire last season. He's 29 years old, but whenever he's out there, he's still really good. I mean, I think it was his second game last season where he had like 8 receptions on 12 targets. So he popped immediately still. And they were rotating with Quentin Johnston as well. I like him because you could easily argue that his hands are better. I think I won't say his hands are better. It's better in certain spots, better in contested situations. I think he's a huge threat over the middle of the field. You still see that. Yeah. He's also better after the catch to me than Josh Reynolds as well. So I think he gives you more juice there. I didn't know that was an aspect of his game. I'm thinking 220. This guy probably just big body, going to go down as soon as he grabs it. Like, nah, this dude actually has some juice once the ball gets in his hands. I don't think he's the route runner, though, that Josh Reynolds is. I don't think he excels as a guy off the release either. And I don't think Josh Reynolds does either. So to me, I don't think there's like a gap where I'm like, this guy's much better than Josh Reynolds. I would actually prefer Josh Reynolds, but I think he does bring some other aspect. I just wonder, because like the way that you look at it, and I'm sure you'll look at this differently as well, like same way as I kind of do as well, like where Mike Williams can really thrive, I thought with LA was off schedule. I thought he was awesome off schedule. The amount of passes that would get thrown to him, double teamed. And we don't like I don't think we're gonna get as much as that. No.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That Goff really
we haven't signed one of those guys yet.
No, yeah. Goff needs his stuff like regimented. He needs to know where everyone's gonna be. Like you have the cohesiveness between he and like Reynolds. Like I'm with you. Like although I think one could view Mike Williams is a better player, Josh Reynolds is a better fit for what we got going on. And I feel like you can move Josh around more. Like he can play a little X, Z, slot maybe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like for Mike Williams, I think of him as more just a straight X on the line because he's so damn big.
I can hear that. I get that. I will say I'll give him this credit though, because I kind of felt that same way. Like even in college, like he would play all 3 levels, but even with the LA Chargers, like he was still a guy that was, like I said, he was big in the screen games. They did so much RPO stuff. He was an awesome blocker because of that. But then also like where I think he would thrive in our offense is definitely the red zone spots. Not because I'm throwing fades to him, because we don't do that, but like the back of the end zone stuff that we would run the Josh, that we just put it up, and it would, like that's where he would just excel, because he has these monster hands. He just pluck it. At the same time, though, like again, we do that. It's an aspect, but Josh has been successful in this area, so it's not like Josh hasn't been able to handle those spots. He's handled those. He would just give you a bigger body there. So I will say, I think Mike Williams surprised me in how much he does. He plays a lot in the slot for him, actually. So I didn't expect to see all that movement.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I didn't either. And it's like, he's not like super shifty or anything, but he still does a lot of like crossers. He still works a lot of the middle of the field. But yeah, I think where he excels was like off schedule, double teams. And it was like, we're not going to do that. So would that be better than getting Josh? I don't think so. But he might be cheaper
than Josh.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see him being cheaper, coming off of basically missing an entire season.
Yeah. Yeah, No, you might be right.
You know exactly what you get with Josh.
Exactly. That's and there's value in that. Like there's no questions. You're not questioning can he do certain things. I did not know
Yeah.
that Mike Williams would line up in the slot like that.
Yeah, me neither.
How about?
And yeah.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Well, just basically, I just felt the same way because even if you look at his numbers, like so the year ago, you go 2 years back because last year he didn't play much. 19 receptions, 25 targets, like this still awesome stat line for little that he played. Year before though, 63 receptions, 895, 4 touchdowns. It's actually stood out to me that he doesn't have more touchdowns than that. Like knowing that's his skills, I'm like 4 touchdowns. Like Josh Reynolds, we design ways to get him the ball once we get inside the 10. This guy having 4 touchdowns is kind of surprising. But even those numbers, as good as like he wasn't as often as he played that season, that's still not crazy numbers. Like 895. I'm like, that's why I don't think there's necessarily a gap there.
Yeah, no, I'm looking right now too.
At just free agents or him? Aaron Donald
No,
retired.
him.
I know, man. That's crazy. We got that news since we got on here. It's nuts. What about bringing Connor Williams on the O-line? I didn't like it for guard. I thought I would. Brad, I got to this point with Connor Williams, man. Before I put my guard to, I think I did like my guard video or something. Like I did like a prediction thing. And I went to bed. I'm like, Connor Williams, I'm going to watch him tomorrow. And I was like trying to talk myself into this will make a ton of sense. Go sign this guy. Then I watched him. I was like, I don't think he'd be a great guard. So I couldn't end up doing it. So I ultimately predicted that we just re-signed Jonah. But I think where I missed there is I was forcing it. Like, honestly, like I was trying to force a fit. And I think once you force a fit, it's like the Lions aren't going to do that. I know better. The Lions are not just going to go sign somebody just because we think that they need that position. So like me saying re-sign Jonah Jackson was based on one, I thought he'd get paid less, but two is like we need a guard. But at the same time, it's like Jonah Jackson hasn't consistently improved. It's like it wouldn't make sense if he's getting that big price point for the Lions to go throw that money at him. Not here. It hasn't worked. So it's like they want to upgrade. They're going to do it through the draft. And I just don't think those guard answers are out there. Do you think one's out there? Is there a guard that sticks out to you?
So the one I brought up, and I think I was talking to Al when we had this conversation. I brought up Zeitler that you and I talked about, and he had just mentioned that he would be moving to the other side of the line, and then he brought up something. And this is why I appreciate Al because he's like super nerd with it, where he'll know like their agents and their tendencies. And I guess Zeitler throughout his career signed a lot of like Kirk Cousins-esque deals where he's getting like guaranteed all types of money, and Brad ain't playing that. And Brad ain't. That's just he don't play that game. So we'll see, man. Somebody else, I think a listener from yesterday, shout out to whoever it was. I think it was DNC. I don't know, but they brought up the fact that hey, it would be year 2 of Sorsdale, so maybe there is a jump there, or at least enough to where like he's holding on a spot you feel comfortable with whoever you end up drafting, because they're for sure drafting a guard at some point or someone who could like plug and play guard and or tackle. That's what I assume they're gonna get. So.
I mean, and then it's interesting because I'm with you. Like it's hard. Like there's nothing based on what Colby did last year that I feel good about him starting this year. KO's improved, but I still wouldn't feel great about him coming in as a starter this year. So I don't know who that is on our roster. I mean, they brought in Mutai as well, who, maybe there's something there, maybe as a futures deal, but it's like we haven't really brought in anybody that feels like for sure they're gonna. You're going to be solid at guard. If that guy's, heck, Dan Skipper. Honestly, Dan Skipper has made it look our best when he's been at guard most recently. Like Dan Skipper, he's held it down pretty well. So I don't know
in the run game, especially. That guy's a freaking he's a monster in the run game. At guard.
He's been solid, bro. Like I like Colby Source, so I just didn't see anything last year. I liked him more coming out of the draft than he didn't really do much last year. So they buy in their draft picks. Maybe they will just put him into that spot. I mean, it's
that's such a big jump for him too, though, man. Like from William and Mary to the NFL at a position he never played. Like it's quite possible he looks night and day different in year 2.
True. I hope so. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me pull up some of these guards. Hey, go do that in the living room. I'm sorry. Could you hear that?
No, you're good. Bring back Evan Brown. Like even Evan Brown's the same way. Now I would say that if Evan Brown was starting at guard, would I be fine with it? I would say yes. But Evan Brown to me is not a future starter at guard. So I'm bringing in Evan Brown with the intention that he's a backup offensive lineman, and that if he had to start at guard, that's fine. But I didn't like the idea of moving him to guard when Evan Brown was here because I just don't think he stands out there. But if the contract's cheap enough, it's still depth, so it works for me. Chase Young, got any interest in Chase Young? Oh, go ahead. You were gonna do something. Go ahead.
No, actually, who does this guy listen to the show or something? Rad LSS. That sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
Let's shout out to Rad. He put in there earlier DJ Chark, and I guess I wanted to ask you like tier how you do him, Mike Williams, and Josh Reynolds.
Ooh. Yeah, I'd put Josh at 1. Boy, that's actually kind of tough. I'd probably put Chark at 2, to be honest.
Also, yeah.
I'd probably put Chark at 2. Like I liked
From
him.
familiarity or what?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Like I feel like Chark brought more to the table than I thought he would. But at the same time, like with JMO, is that like the same? You know what I mean? Is it the same now?
That's what I was going to ask you. Actually, could you move JMO into that Z or like whatever Reynolds did for you?
Yeah.
And then bring back Chark or Williams to play that X?
I mean, shoot, man. I think you could, because I think where Josh Reynolds had deficiencies, it wouldn't be like a drop off. Like where I thought Josh didn't necessarily thrive in that role. I don't think DJ Chark is like, even though he still struggles in certain areas too, it's like I don't think it would be like a gap where you notice it. Like, oh man, DJ Chark actually can't get off the line of scrimmage, but Josh could. Like, I don't think you'd see things like that. That's where I thought he surprised me, is because when he started to open up, like, oh, I could attack the middle of the field and stuff like that too. I was like, all right, he's not just a deep threat. So I liked it. And then he also brought kind of more of the drag routes and crossers. When he was running those, like he actually had a lot more effectiveness than Josh Reynolds. He was running away from dudes at times. He was clutch for us too. I could see it work. I would put Chark 2. I'd put Mike Williams 3, especially if I was like betting on it. That's how I'd bet they'd go with it. Jesus. Yeah, dang, I don't. Got a lot of things going on here, man. My camera's tilted like this, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
It's sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, where do you see JMO? Like, what is JMO? What are you like mapping out like wide receivers? Like, is he is he he's an outside guy?
Yeah.
Is he inside guy? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's an outside.
I guess like I'm wondering like what type of receiver would you like look for profile wise? Not like don't put any names on it, but like profile wise, like how I don't know, like what kind of guy would you want out there?
Yeah, I think what works for our offense is we don't need I don't think we need the big body bruising type of receiver. I think it makes sense based on what we have, but I don't think our offense needs that. I also don't think in the NFL right now you consistently need that necessarily. I always feel like we need more man beaters, so I'm always focused on that. Like if a guy can just separate against man coverage, and sometimes that's press, sometimes it's not. But I just want guys that can separate against man. I think we could always use more pieces like that. But where I thought, and I'll throw this name, Josh, what I thought Josh did really well is he was so good against attacking zone coverage and things like that, where it's like, it wasn't necessarily about him getting off and getting open from one guy, even though sometimes we saw some of those touch passes. It was like he would get himself open based on like what the defense was rolling into. So I thought he had a lot of that like savviness to him that works so well. So I would want someone that brings that trait, but also has the aspect of like, I want more of a man beater. Like I like having a man beater at that spot. Like good underneath receiver with rack. Like to me, that wouldn't be necessary for that role. I think we have pieces like that. I'm always good with guys that run after catch, but that's not the role that I'd be looking for if I'm like trying to replace a Josh Reynolds type, is like someone that's good in level 1, because that's not, I have a lot of level. Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Khalil Frank. Like I got a lot of guys that'll eat underneath. I need guys that can now be consistent level 2, because you'll get the occasional shot play with Jared Goff. But he's not going to live in that world. His shot plays will be 20 yards, balls in the air. So it's like the post and things that Josh could run, which Mike Williams was good at too.
And JMO.
Yeah, I mean, JMO really came alive there, man. He really did, because there always felt like there was timing issues with JMO. Like he would run a cross route and Goff would throw like way behind him, and it was like, what the heck are we doing? He like throw it at the ground. Those things looked always so far off. And then I thought JMO like really started to figure it out, where he would like run his route and then he kind of slow it down as he was like getting in the way for Jared Goff, and then they were connecting, and it was like, all right, this is working now. So like he really did. He really started putting that together at the end of the year.
See, I feel like I'd almost would want the rack guy. And partially, I mean, this could be a biased take just because like I kind of fell in love with Leggett out of South Carolina. But just like on those little crossers, like in betweens where like Josh caught it. If you have a guy like that who, because he reminds me of DK, like he just continue to run at that point. You know what I'm saying? Just like power through people, or like, you know, I guess that's where I'm at, I guess. But I'm also, again, I'm biased because I'm in love with that kid as a prospect, like just in general, not even just for us. I think he's gonna be a dog, because I think he's like DK 2.0. I mean, that's probably not fair expectation to put on him, because DK is an absolute monster, but that's what I see when I watch him.
No, I mean, run after catch is like, from the way we always did it, was like one of the most important traits that you could have. And it was like always rare to find receivers that were actually good after the catch. So it's
Mhm.
like, most receivers, like you'll see the numbers or like they'll catch it because of the route and then they can just run. But guys that are actually effective once the ball gets in their hands is like rare. So I don't
Yeah.
think that's ever a problem to have those guys. I'm just saying like that wouldn't be the number one trade I'd be looking for to replace Josh Reynolds. You know what I'm saying?
Reynolds.
Like
Yeah.
because I feel like I have a lot of those dudes. But to your
Yeah.
point, I mean, most of our guys can do that. So Sam Laporta's great at it. So most of them have that.
Yeah.
He clearly
And, and what
look for it.
what do you think it is that he's not brought back too? Like, is it a contract thing? Is it the drops in the big game and he's kind of smiling on the sideline? Like, or is he? Why didn't he get re-signed? Because like it just made sense that he should have.
All I can think is the price point's too high. That would be my guess. It might be some more than they actually might not want him back. That's possible. I think the price point's probably too high for him right now. Like I don't think he wants to set. I think the Lions probably have a certain number that they're cool with giving him. Kind of like with Jonah Jackson. I think they're probably kind of cool with like giving him this number. But if it's gonna push higher because the Rams or someone's like, I'm gonna pay him this, I don't think the Lions would just plunge to do it just because he's been here. I don't think they'd do something like that. So I think that's probably the issue. I think the issue is just there's too many teams that could always use a receiver, and he's the best one out there right now. Marquise Brown just went off the board. So if it happens, it'll happen soon.
Okay. And then just one more here too. Like, if you had to fist fight one of these guys, to lock them in at like a vet's minimum, you had to win the fight though.
Wait, out of who?
Mike Williams, DJ Chark, and Josh Reynolds. You had to fist fight them, but if you win, you get them on a veteran minimum.
Hey, we better open up some salary cap space. That's what my plan to Brad Owens would be, man. You better start restructuring some contracts, dog, because this ain't gonna be on a veteran minimum, bro. The last choice would be Mike Williams, bro. Dude's a tag.
All right, you get me. We get it's a tag team. I can help you,
bro. I would still be like, yo, go restructure some deals, dog. Is this? I mean, look, because then you don't want to like okay, if the dude's hurt, you don't want to hurt the guy. And it's like, oh dang, well, what's the point of signing him? You know what I mean? It would probably have to be DJ Chark, to be honest with you. Yeah,
I'll make sure to let him know. You said that. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, because like Josh Reynolds had like the afro and stuff going on. Like that dude, nah, man, he's kind of scary, man. He's got like some intimidation there. I don't think DJ Chark brings as much as that.
Go turn your robot off. Or go put him in the living room because it's making noise. It's driving me crazy. All right, and then I guess what would you rather do then? Would you rather draft a guy, or you said Reynolds?
Draft a guy or take Reynolds?
Yeah, but you already said Reynolds, so don't answer.
Yeah, I like bringing back Josh Reynolds. I mean, I get the appeal though. I mean, like I said, if it was the option of like Josh just didn't come back, like we could find the answer in the draft.
Yeah,
and I do think that shout out to Marshall Miller. I do think that there still is the aspect of Antoine Green. Not every trait, but there's traits that he carries where if he were to become the guy that you were hoping that he could out of North Carolina, you could say that there's certain things that he brings that Josh Reynolds also brought. So he does still bring some of that back to the table for you because Antoine Green was a big playmaker. He was very effective on those level 3 routes that Josh Reynolds can still bring some juice to. With outside of JMO, we really don't have much success with. He brings that. And to me, Antoine Green's better after the catch than Josh Reynolds. So back to your point about guys that can run after the catch, most guys that they seemingly bring in are usually in that category. They're good with the ball in their hands, and he's better with the ball in his hands than Josh. He just, to me, wasn't the route runner. So you could make it could work. It could definitely work to not bring him back. I don't think they should be like forced to do anything there. What about Mike Thomas?
I hate Mike Thomas. I personally just don't like him. I just
dang.
He stepped on my shoe one time and it turned into a whole thing. No, I'm just kidding. No. I think he's so overrated. I think he's like grossly overrated, to be honest with you. That's how I feel about Mike Thomas. Like he's been nicknamed the slant god both by Carlton Davis. Him and Carlton Davis have a beef. He called him Slant Boy back when he was at in Tampa. And then obviously, CJGJ gave him the same nickname too, and they ended up fighting in practice. Remember Michael Thomas got suspended for that?
Yeah.
And he's a little bit of a diva too. And I feel like Drew Brees made him. And like he's just been kind of like living off of like that. Because ever since Drew Brees left, what has he done? And when he was with Drew Brees, he was constantly catching those slants, which I guess is kind of what you're asking for, guys, in those little intermediate things. So I mean, you might like him, but personally, that'd be the guy I picked the fight.
I don't want slants. I want a little bit more than slants.
Yeah.
I got guys that can catch slants. Like you're with me. I mean, like I got dudes that'll go in and give me a dang slant. I need someone that's
Yeah.
gonna go give me that like 15-yard, deep dig route. Yeah, that's what I need. All right, and I'm not gonna ever throw those to Khalif Raymond. Like that's not. Josh Reynolds ate there when Jared Goff when he first got here with Goff. Bro, those two ate in the eight there. The quick play action, throw it to him 15 yards. That's what I want. I want that. Hey, I'm gonna let you handle that. You handled the answer there, so I ain't even gonna. I don't have really many thoughts on him. So
if I'll fight him, and then we just get him on a better minimum. I'll just I'll piece him up real quick.
Okay. I mean, he's got a lot of injuries. So
No, I think he's overrated. That's where I'm at with him. But I mean,
okay.
Yeah. Sorry to anybody that wanted him. I apologize. I might have been a little aggressive.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. DJ Reader tore his quad again. Yeah, that's why he's a free agent, man. All right, let's see Red. I mean, not Red. I mean, Easy. You could see when you got the Bears fans here. Shout out to my man, actually, by the way, because he was here he was here when we were doing our show yesterday or a couple days ago. So I appreciate you being here, man. But nah, man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. I mean, y'all got DeAndre Swift as your big move. Let's calm down. I wanted to talk a little bit about safety. Because to me, safety feels like it makes the most sense. Can you hear me, by the way? I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, safety position. Like, is there any safeties that you have your eye? I know there's big names out there. Tracy Walker, which I don't think he'll be brought back. I would be a little surprised if they did that. I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't be mad. I like Tracy Walker. I just don't think they'll do it.
Yeah.
So there's guys like that. Quandre Diggs got recently released. There's Justin Simmons, who is a big one. I'm a big Justin Simmons guy. Like, I could easy get clips for that dude. That dude's big time. So is it
is that happening?
Why would he sign to be a backup? That's where I struggle with it.
Well, yeah, and I don't think he would. Like he's still a guy, right? Am I tripping on that?
I think he's still a guy.
Yeah. And like, I mean, I guess as a general manager and team, you're always looking to upgrade, but I just feel like that's his spot right now, man. I don't think Brad's gonna take him away from that. Plus, he's in a rookie deal where like Simmons, he's probably gonna go somewhere and be a starter, which means he's probably gonna get starter money. And like, it's not like a Brad signing. You know what I'm saying? Unless he was like,
right.
Unless he wanted to take a veteran minimum just to come win or something like that. But I don't think he's at that point in his career. How old is he? I'm gonna look him up.
Yeah, because I was thinking about this morning. He's I got 30 years old. I was thinking about this morning. Like, if you signed a guy like this, and then you had what you had with Kirby, and well, it's kind of like CD Deuce last year. I thought about it in a way because you signed CD Deuce and you had Tracy Walker still here, and then when you drafted Brian Branch, it was I don't know that they knew that he was not going to play nickel for us, but like he kind of came here without really having a exact, like he had to get over top of Tracy Walker. So I don't know. I guess it's a little bit. It's different. But I was just trying to like make it make sense. But I'm with you. I don't think he would come here necessarily. But at the same time, I think he's maybe the best safety out there. So like to me,
absolutely. You want to hear something crazy too? And I could be wrong. I don't think outside of like when Kaminsky got cut, and I believe we got him off waivers anyway. I don't think Brad's ever signed anybody 30 years or older, just off of free agency. Like when we signed Sutton last year, he was like 28. We traded for Davis, he's 27. I know Meek's really young. DJ Reader's only 29 or 28, 29.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever signed anyone that's 30.
Not unless it was during the season, right? Like Aluwalu and stuff.
Right. Yeah. Or because Kaminsky was waivers, right? So it's like,
and he was young though. Kaminsky was young.
Yeah. Like there's one common thing with Brad Holmes, like
Rockers was trade. Yeah. So sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Rockers was trade. No. Yeah, no, he's never like went out and gave like an older, and then 30's not even that old in the NFL, but he's never done that. And he always only does 1 to 2 years, 3 years usually, max.
Yeah. Yep.
The money too, like I think
Bruce Irvin was during.
I think Reader's the highest. Who? Oh yeah, Bruce Irvin during the season. Yep.
Yeah.
What else was I gonna say? Don't remember what I was gonna say because the Bruce Irvin thing threw me off. I don't remember.
Oh my bad, dang! I should have said so.
No, it's not that. I was just trying to think of what. Oh, and the money too. Like, I didn't Reader get paid the most out of like any free agent Brad's brought in like per year, like on like what 13 something.
Outside of an extension, I think so. Yeah, outside of an extension.
Who got extended? Oh, Romeo
Frank Ragnow. Yeah.
Or Frank Ragnow, yeah.
Outside of
I
that,
just I
though,
don't
yeah.
know.
No, I mean that's a good.
Um,
That's been Brad Holmes this entire time. So you kind of
yeah.
start to isolate what he's probably going to do.
And then hold on though, because I don't even know, because I haven't looked at safeties. Although I probably should, because they're probably gonna bring a veteran like that. Who is
That's what
still
I'm
out there?
thinking. Here, okay, let me give you my couple guys that stuck out to me while you're looking through those. So first one, chat, just keep an eye on these guys. First one, the one that stands out the most to me is his name is Justin Evans. I think he was with the Saints at one point. I could be wrong on that, but Justin Evans last year was with Philadelphia. I think he's a former second round pick. He had a knee injury, so he's already checking boxes. He had a knee injury, but at the same time, like I don't know when he's gonna come back. But he went on IR and he was done for the season, so he didn't really play much. But bro, Justin Evans, 28 years old, 6', 199. He was a dude that popped when I was watching him because the biggest issue that I had with him is that they would do 3 safety sets with Philadelphia when he was there, and he would go down, he'd match up tight ends. He was not very good at that. But outside of doing that, like if they just left him at safety, I thought he was super effective. He was a very good run defender. He was super quick to close. I thought he was good in zone coverage too. Like Justin Evans was one of the more well-rounded safeties that I've seen, and he fits into the age range. Plus, because he's coming off an injury, and he's played pretty well the last couple of seasons, I'm like, it would make sense to get him as like a depth piece and also a very impactful special teamer as well. Put him behind those two at that age, and then just kind of like, there's flexibility here. We can put him in different spots. So that's my first one. I'll let you if there's someone you want to add. I'll say I think Jordan Fuller is probably near the top of the market too. You don't have anybody? Okay. I think he's probably
no,
towards
yeah,
the top of the
I
market.
haven't looked.
Okay, so yeah, I'll go
It's kind of
Justin Evans
stupid that
one.
I haven't actually. Now I'm thinking about it because like that's 100%. For me, I've always, for some reason, I thought we had more than what we have, but we only have 2 safeties roster as it is right now.
I think Brandon Joseph is rostered too. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, it's really light. So that's number 1 for me. The other one, okay, there's 2 more. The other one that was, these aren't as interesting. I'll go with a veteran here. This one probably won't happen because he's 31.9. Based on your thing, this is no chance it's going to happen. Adrian Phillips from New England. He didn't really play again much this past season either. But when Adrian Phillips is like much more of a box piece, but he also played like a linebacker. So it's like when you watch, like if you watch us play New England last year, and you know what number to look for, like if you watch for number 21, he was cooking against us. Like Adrian Phillips was really good against us, and he's another guy that's very natural, taking on tight ends, handling that, playing in the box against the run. He plays like a linebacker in that defense because they had so many moving pieces. So I'm going to put Adrian Phillips up there. Here's the stats: 2022, 60% completion percentage, 96 pass rating allowed. Now this past year, it was very small. He only gave up 4 receptions on 5 targets, but it was 110 pass rating. So pulled back a little bit. Branch can move to safety. No, I don't think Branch is going to move to safety. I think he's big time at slot. I wouldn't move him out of his spot. Plus, if I put him at safety, he's no longer a starter, which I would not want that. Or he would be a starter, but that if you're someone would become a bench player. If we needed to, you could. But I wouldn't do that. He'll get a lot more snaps playing in the slot. But he honestly does both. Like when the Lions want to play heavier packages, they just put Branch at safety. They take off a safety and then just go like that. So I think Branch will kind of do what he did last year.
Yeah, someone proved me wrong too, by the way. I don't know who it was. Let me scroll up. Because Graham was over 30, and they were trying to sign Calais. So those are 2 guys that were a little bit older.
True. Okay.
How about
possible?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Right.
I don't. I mean, he's hot. He's got a hot market.
Yeah. Everybody's been blowing up his phone. And then the last guy I have was a guy that I've seen him on a lot of lists, like a lot of teams, or not teams, a lot of fans want him. He's another kind of strong safety, but it'd be Julian Blackmon. You've probably heard of him, Julian Blackmon from Indianapolis. He's only 25 years old. I think he's much better when he's playing down. Like when he could play, like he did a lot of cover 3 because of that defensive scheme. I thought he was really good as like their buzz safety, like playing in the box a little bit more. I didn't think he was as good deep safety, but he's a really reliable tackler. He'd be very good on special teams as well. He's super fast downhill. So for me right now, like Kayvon Wallace didn't really stick for me. He's much more of a box player too. I was trying to stay away from that. But I think my top 4 would be Justin Simmons at 1, though I don't think he'll sign here. Then I go to Justin Evans, Adrian Phillips, and Julian Blackmon are 2 others that I like. But it's hard because there's a lot of safeties because they're basically all still out there. Oh, and Chase Lucas just signed with the 49ers. So
congratulations to him.
There was interest. Yeah, that's awesome.
Do you think with Joseph, you grab like a backup for both? Who the fuck? I can't think of our other safety right now.
Oh, for him and Iffy.
Thank you. Yeah, you think you grab one for? I don't know why. That's one of my favorite players too. You think you grab someone to fit to back up both those guys? Or you just grab like one guy.
No, I think
yeah.
I think eventually we'll at least add two. Whether that's draft, for you to see both. But I definitely think if I was going to prioritize one, I'd probably lean more finding a free safety, like more guy that can fit. Because here's the only thing, I hate putting the labels on it because they kind of both do both. Like if you're going to sign here, you have to be able to come down and play man in third spots. You got to be able to play in the, because even Tracy was trying to make that work, and it was like it didn't really ever look natural to him, but he was trying to play man coverage. Like so, you have to be able to do it all. But I will say I would try to find a guy more so behind Kirby, just because of the fact that we have Brandon Joseph. Joseph's a big safety, and I think Brandon Joseph can kind of like plug into that iffy role if he was to hit his ceiling. I think that'd be the hope.
Do you think Amit could play safety at all, or do you think they're not going to ask him to do that?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I think he could do it. I think he'd be like, I feel like he'd look like CD Deuce playing safety. Like even not maybe not at that level, but like his movement would be similar to how CD Deuce kind of runs around as a safety. But
yeah.
No. Only thing with, he can run too. So actually, I don't dislike that. Yeah, if they had a vision of doing that, they could probably make that work. He's a very good tackler too. I don't dislike that. Think Sutton can play safety. Probably.
Deshaun Elliott, did he sign somewhere, or you just
I think he's still a free agent. I just didn't put him on a list, but I don't think the Lions like him, to be honest. I liked him. I don't think the Lions
liked him a lot.
That's what I'm saying. When they benched him, and that was just a bad year. So
yeah, you're right. Because I remember. You're right. No, you're right.
It's like, why did they bench Deshaun Elliott, who's playing well, and then they put him back out there and he got the pick? I was like, I don't understand what we're doing here. So I don't think they're the biggest Deshaun Elliott guys.
Yeah, that's annoying because I liked him too.
Yes, you might be right though. I like Deshaun Elliott, so I wouldn't be mad with bringing him back. That's a good one though. I don't think Cam Sutton will move to safety because with his deal, like he would have to get a whole new deal, I think, and then go to safety. What is his deal right now? I don't think they can put him at safety, but I think he would actually have the traits to be pretty good there. If they could make that work, I think he'd be pretty good there. Steelers signed him. They signed who?
Deshaun Elliott, I'm assuming.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That'd be a good signing for him. I like that fit.
Oh, and also my dude from the Niners. I'm gonna keep him alive. That name alive. Oh, that's another older guy.
Who?
If the brain is put this.
Hold on, Bubba.
Sean Gibson. To Sean Gibson. I'm gonna leave that alive.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because I brought that up last time.
I'm a fan.
Prediction thing, so I'm gonna leave that up.
I'm a fan. You think the Lions?
You got a take on this, man?
Oh yeah, I like that kid a lot.
I've heard that name so many times. I haven't watched him yet, but I've heard it so many times.
He's very explosive, quick, big. I think he's gonna be good. I could be wrong.
So what is he? Is he play on the ball? He's play off the ball? What is this? What does he do?
Bro, move that plastic closer. My bad. He's an edge.
Okay. Look, hey man, I wish I had a better take. I wish I had any take for you, to be honest. I don't know. I haven't seen him yet. I'll get to him eventually. I just haven't seen him at all. So
he is nice. I like him a lot.
All right, Easy's feeling it. I know he's a fan favorite. I see him all the time in here. Signed Tre'Davious White. I like White too. I don't think they'll do it with the injuries though. And I think he might be pushing out of that. He's awesome. He's an awesome corner, but yeah, it's like when you re-sign Mosley and then you go get. I just don't think they'll put another guy that's coming off an injury in there because then Tre'Davious White doesn't have a good spot. It's like, what am I gonna? It's like if Carlton Davis starts. Unless you're gonna. I don't know where his spot would fall in. I like him too, though, Rad. I like him too. I just don't think they'll do it.
I might have to get going. This guy's getting a little crazy over here.
No, that's good. I get it. I'll probably got to start looking at some more Tavir Thomas. I looked at him a little bit, but I'm going to have to watch more, man. They're bringing him in for a visit. That's actually fire if they sign him. That'd be
check out Kamara too.
The edge rusher.
Because I think he could be maybe second round.
Okay.
If they're grabbing him, I don't know.
Okay. I'll have to look at him. Yeah, I see him all the time in here. So Colorado versus Colorado State highlights. Man, I ain't do. Oh, that was the game that he was cooking in. I know okay. I do remember that now. I didn't know who he was at the time, but I do remember someone going crazy. But also, in fairness, Colorado's offensive line was garbage. So
he went to. Well, I guess both teams aren't great. Oh yeah. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I'm checking the text.
Yeah, no, congratulations to Chase Lucas, man. I'm glad he's good. He might get an opportunity over there.
Facts.
I don't think he was going to get it here, so that's awesome. And then, yeah, Scott Daly's back. I haven't seen anybody bring that up for some reason. Thought we were going to talk about Daly a little bit, but we just.
How about Diggs?
Yeah, I know. Diggs is one of those dudes that I haven't really looked at like in like a year, to be honest with you. I know that he's taken like a massive step back, like production wise. I've always been a fan of Diggs. I think everybody kind of has in a way. Like in Seattle, he's all the cover 3 stuff, single high safety, and then I think since then he's changed a little bit. But I know I'm personally a big Diggs fan, big hitter. He was always good in coverage. You get on the front route.
I'm about to do.
I don't know, man. Like, bro, like, I don't know. His numbers is taking a step back. So that's all I know. I know he's production wise taking a big step back. So I'd have to watch him. But would he sign to be a backup? Maybe. I think he might come back to Detroit. Might have some love still here with a different coaching staff. It's possible.
I like him.
Wait, did Slay get cut or something? Did you?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of Slay comments too. That's why I literally just grabbed my phone because of that.
Yeah.
I don't think it did.
That'd be why they're probably trade rumors. I would assume for
yeah.
Because
Devondre Campbell, the Niners, I like that.
Yeah, they needed that because they lost Greenlaw, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Keely's injury.
Jerry Jacobs might be signing with the Ravens. No, that'd be a sweet fit for him.
Good for him. That'd be awesome.
Go to a big time defense like that. Yeah.
That's who I heard was interested in Reynolds. Was the Ravens.
Oh, okay. See, that would make sense. I hope not. That would make sense.
Exactly. It makes too much sense. I don't like it.
Freaking
balls. All right, I'm gonna get going for this guy.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate you joining. Easy. Let the people know, man. I know you got a show tonight, so let the people know where they can find it.
We'll be live on Wilbur Sports from 5 to 7 tonight. So if you guys are around, you want to keep asking questions, talking some Detroit Lions, I'll be there for that one. I'm looking at our prep sheet right now. Oh, we're power ranking our defensive lines after the DJ Reader signing, and I think I'm gonna try to do a mock 1 through done for that first round, but it depends if this guy lets me. So,
all right. Sounds good, man. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate y'all chat. Hey, I appreciate the donations, man. You guys were going crazy today. The memberships, KB also showing love. Sports Talk with Rub, One Leaf, Marshall Miller with some love. And chat, so expect that I'll probably have a video here soon on some of the recent free agency news. And then next week, man. Next week mock drafts are starting. And we're gonna get it easy over here to do some too. So all next week,
yes, sir.
Popping off. All right.
You already know.
We're gonna end it here. Guys, leave my mom out of this. Wait, what?
Yeah,
all right. I shouldn't have read that. Why'd I read that out loud? All these dang comments.